All right, y'all. So Gekishin is going to be in a bit of a lull period the next few weeks. There's not really going to be much going on until the Xenoverse collab. I mean, Bulma is releasing, and I'm personally very excited for her, but I'm gonna be honest, I know a lot of people just aren't interested in Bulma as a character, and that's completely valid. Everyone has their own tastes, even though I think Bulma is a really cool choice. Now, in this interim, I'm going to be testing out some other video ideas that I've had. But if you guys have any suggestions of videos you want to see, feel free to let me know. I want to try and not do purely gameplay. I want to get more community aspect in here as well, as I think the action community is very close knit, and it's just nice to go ahead and see interactions from you guys as well. But let me know in the comment section below. I did one of these hot take videos, what, like about, I don't think it was in season 4. I think it might have been during season 3. It was not that recent, and it's been enough time to go ahead and do another one of these. So hope you guys do enjoy. We have a bunch of replies here. I'm going to go through as many as I possibly can between YouTube and Twitter. Of course, I want to go ahead and grab from both audiences just because I feel like, there's actually not a lot of overlap between what people are saying on both sides. I see a lot of difference in the comments, or at least people saying that, hey, the YouTube community, we have like different thoughts and things, so why not put that to the test? But I guess we'll start off by looking at some of the quote tweets here on the Twitter post, then we'll go into YouTube and then back to the Twitter responses here. So taking a look at this first, if this wasn't a Dragon Ball IP, the balance alone would have killed this game off. I think that is just true to an extent. I think the thing about this is they designed this game with casual Dragon Ball fans in mind. Like, they really want to make sure this game is accessible to everyone, and I understand why, especially because you don't know like how much of an intermix like the MOBA community and like the Dragon Ball community would have. There's probably not that much, and if they want to hit potential numbers or whatnot, who knows, like business analytics, blah blah blah. It's possible that they're just wanting to simplify this game as much as they possibly can whilst trying to keep it true to the game model itself. The good thing is that I feel like for the most part, they've had releases that weren't too crazy. It's just that they also have releases that are pretty busted at the same time. So I think a lot of people think of the Bardox or the God Vegetas or the Keflas or the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Ultimate Gohan. But then we've gotten some pretty fair releases. Gotenks, Super Vegito, God Goku on release, specifically on release. And I also think that Frieza and Kid Goku have actually been pretty healthy releases. It's just sometimes they don't understand or balance the game properly. I feel like it's obviously, I'm not a game developer. I don't see the data. I'm sure that they are making these changes according to what they are aiming for, but it feels like what they're aiming for is to please how C ranks, D ranks, etc. are doing in gameplay. But I don't know, at least me personally, I feel like unless a character is like drastically overpowered and needs to be nerfed, it's just like characters should be balanced around people who play the game more often and understand the ins and outs of the characters. At least that's in my opinion, right? But regardless, because like let's say they buff 18's like energy defense so they make her stronger. I feel like just because people, at least from what I've seen, people who are like, new to the game may struggle playing against a character like 18, right? Especially early game, 18 could be a very strong menace. And once they learn more about the gameplay mechanics, they can learn, oh, this is how I could adjust to 18. Or another character that is like potentially very annoying. I think by a lot of people, Cell, when you turn your back against Cell, he just catches you off guard, and a lot of people find that very oppressive. And it can be, right? But once you learn how to play around these things, it doesn't get as bad. Whilst I feel like, that's the thing. Like, I think people who are not knowledgeable enough on the game mechanics just yet aren't really going to see that much of a difference. But maybe I'm just a crazy one, like either way. I think that this is true. Like, yeah, straightforward. While Riku and Godku do need nerfs, it won't please the player base if they aren't gutted out of the meta. And even if they are, we'll just find the next characters to be annoyed at. First, it'll be 3Ku and Godku, then Kefla and Oob, since they won't be in check anymore, and etc. I feel like when it comes to this is like true to an extent, but that just depends on, like, okay, there's always going to be a meta. There's always going to be, oh, here's the best character or 2 or 3 to run as DPS, or here's the best character or 2 to run as technical. Like that's just gonna be a thing, especially with them releasing new characters and, you know, them trying things out still. You know, they're gonna be experimenting a lot, especially if we go by how the gacha games have gone. Particularly Legends. Now, at the same time, I feel like I've said this point before, Kid Goku, Frieza, God Goku on release, Super Vegito, like, have all been very fair releases. And honestly, Kefla, for example, has a great example of them nerfing a character but not completely gutting her. Like, obviously she does not feel as strong as she was on release, but I think Kefla is still a quite good, like, option to run as DPS. Majin Buu is still probably the best technical, I would say. I think on my last tier list I underestimated him, and the tier list before that I think I overestimated him when it was actually somewhere in the middle. I think him and Frieza are both really good. Kid Buu is probably, like, the thing about Kid Buu is that they nerfed his damage, but then everything that makes him good was still not really touched. So that's why Kid Buu is still amazing. God Vegeta is actually really funny. You don't really see God Vegeta that much anymore in the meta. You see Bardock. I see Bardock for Vegeta more often than God Vegeta, honestly. A baby I actually see quite often now as well. God Vegeta is a silly character because I always said that. I feel like God Vegeta, while he was the best tank, I think that the second that boy got, like, a nerf that was a little too far, you would see him fall off. And you could definitely feel that, especially with Super Saiyan 3 Goku running around. This guy is, like, kind of designed around, like, the shield regeneration, but he just has, like, no actual defenses, if that makes sense. Like, Bardock has the gauge, for example. Caulifla has her provoke ability. Like, God Vegeta is just kind of big health and then regenerates all of his armor and stuff like that. Except he lost health, so that really does directly affect him, right? But you guys get the point. I think that even if 3Ku and Godku get nerfed and we see like Kefla and Oob come back to meta, I feel like that's not, like, a crazy thing. I don't even think it would be Kefla and Oob. It would be Kid Goku. I think we would see maybe even Daima, Super Vegito. I mean, Topo would actually look really good right now. Like, Topo is a sleeper pick. It's just 3Ku kills Topo even through his counter and stuff like that sometimes. Like, it's just very devastating. But you nerf these two, the range gods of the game, and if they're gutted or if they're just, like, at least balanced, you can see this guy come into play as well. Broly would come back into play. So I don't think it would be, like, as bad as it is right now, like, by nerfing those two. People will be annoyed, but, like, at least it's not gonna be a thing of these two are just kind of above most of the other DPS besides Kid Goku and Vegito. Honestly, they're both really good, but yeah. You hate Super Saiyan 3? Yeah, I think many people do. They don't know how to balance it. That is also, I guess, half true. I think this is not necessarily the case, but they do it anyways, right? Which I think is a good and bad thing. I like that they're more proactive in adjusting characters that are too powerful, like God Goku, Vegeta, and Tribute. But yeah, I have no idea what they're doing with God Goku, honestly. And then 3Ku, I feel like it's so interesting that they didn't nerf him when Kid Goku came out. I just don't understand. That's the thing I don't get. This guy being untouched still. I don't understand it. I really don't. And yeah, there's not much else for me to say beyond that when it comes to him. Season 2 had the worst meta. So if we think about Season 2 meta, it was the stagger meta. So Super Saiyan Goku, Gammas. Okay, this guy's stunned in a skill too. Gammas stunned on their ultimates. Ultimate Gohan stunned on his skills. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta was its anti-Super Saiyan 3 Goku counter, but also stunned on his skill too. You ran all build up, full defense on your characters, very tanky, and eventually got to a point where Kidhan, a lot of people started using Kidhan as well because of his energy defense debuff, and you could just one-shot bosses with the Super Saiyan Goku or Piccolo. I feel like bosses are still an issue in this game to an extent. I think that it's very chaotic, and like they continue to increase the health of these bosses, but it continues to just not feel like enough. Like over time, as they add more characters, and especially since they've been giving more characters debuffs, which also apply to bosses. Maybe if they make bosses immune to getting debuffs, that would really help a lot. Because the fact that bosses could be energy defense debuffed, or even strike defense debuffed, but that doesn't really matter. It leads you to be able to melt these bosses, and I think that's just like not a good thing. I think that you shouldn't be able to one-shot a boss. Like crazy idea here, but I think that being able to one-shot a boss is not good for the game. But that was the case in season 2. Yeah. Cell's early game is fixed by towel buffs. I wouldn't say completely fixed, but Cell is actually way more relevant. I did a video on this the other day. If you haven't seen that video, feel free to check it out. Let me see where it is. Where are you, Cell? Oh, this one. I use Bardock and Cell in this video. And I could literally bring this up here. Where is it? This is where I die trying what's its face. But like, the thing about Cell is that you need to make sure your towel's on point, because it still has a little bit of a startup time where you can get caught. But like, look at this. So you see, I got the Kai right there. I was able to stay aggressive. Didn't even have to get my heal up. Fighting them, getting my transformation up, and then bam, I towel away. And there it is. And then now I can regen some shield, keep them from hitting the tower a lot, and just kind of stand around, right? And then I can continue to fight them a little bit, because at this point I can grab my skill 3 and still be a lot safer. Oh yeah, this is a game where Super Saiyan God Goku unfortunately disconnected for a bit. It was my duo, but he was able to come back. But you guys see like what I'm talking about here? And then I could just get back, and bam, look at that. 50% on my gauge already, and it's only the first minute and a half of the game because of the towel buff that Cell has. Like, it's just so useful for him just to be able to have a get out of jail free card, and bam. Like, you guys get the point. Cell is in a much better spot currently, so yeah, I would agree. I wouldn't say that's even a hot take, but it's like something that people might not even necessarily think about. The pity skins would be fine if we had a real pity system. I agree. I think that the game should add a pity system, 100%. Top 1k needs better rewards. Yes. I don't know why top 1k in Gekishin. Like, there's not an incentive to grind rank in this game beyond just to have it. You just don't gain anything relevant from it, honestly, which is very unfortunate. But it would be nice if rank rewards actually gave us like even just like SG capsules, not even asking for dragon gems, just like SG capsules would be really nice for the amount of time that people spend on this game to get top 1k, which honestly probably isn't even that much time, but like there are players who have been continuously playing your game for the past few months. I feel like you could be nicer, but that's just me. Block button would be good to fix a good amount of solo queue issues. Kind of. I think one issue with solo queue is that you can still queue into like stacks, people playing in stacks, and that just like is unfortunate because they're just by default going to be more coordinated than you. It is what it is. All right, that was all the quotes here, so I guess we could take a look at some of the replies, I guess. Oh, I'm getting more replies by the second. Okay, let me refresh this one more time. Let's take a look at YouTube, actually. EX scoring should be adjusted so that normal emotes drop 10, rare drop 15, legendary drop 350, and that only emotes should be purchasable for them. I feel like 350 is a lot, but I kind of get it because it's like not that common to get a legendary. And it has to be a legendary dupe as well for it to count, really. So I think that's fair. I just think that the pity system, just like, it's not really even a pity system. Like, the system of EX coins just really suck. They're just not good at all. And I just don't think EX coins really provide that much value. Like, I mean, it is nice to get some of the skins that are there, but I mean, it would be nice if you could also grab emotes and stuff like that. Like, you could pity an emote or something like that. That would be really good, but they kind of just aren't doing that at all, which is very unfortunate, honestly. Because I think you could invest so much money into this game and just like have insane difficulty just getting emotes. Like, I know Annie, for your, was it Kid Goku? He spent like 100 euros for Kid Goku and got like nothing. Like, it was insane. Crazy. As someone who mains him and does pretty well with him, and most of the time in higher ranks, Deborah is a better character than people give him credit for. I think with Baby being better, you could say maybe, I don't even know if I could say Deborah's underrated. Because you say higher ranks, but like, what is higher ranks? And I would also say you could get an advantage with Deborah, and it's not like Deborah, like, I wouldn't say anyone in the character can't be used or is necessarily unusable, but it's just how easy it is to use them and how easy it is to play around them. Because Deborah, it's pretty simple to play around him for the most part. Like, it's the same thing as 18. Chat, I think a lot of people don't understand that you don't have to engage sometimes. You don't even have to fight for Kai half the time. Like, if you know you're going to get out secured on your Kai, and you know you're gonna get potentially even killed by going for Kai, then just don't go for Kai and take the other farm around so that you could at least partially keep up, if not just keep up in general. Because Elder Kai itself, or I say Elder Kai, the Supreme Kais themselves have less XP gain than they used to in the past. It was much more important to fight for the Kais in the past. Now it's not. Which I feel like inadvertently kind of hurts like Deborah and like 18 early game. Because you don't have to engage with them even more. Like, at least you had to engage a little bit for Kai. But now if you really don't want to and you're not confident, you don't have to. Like, I think guess what? Late game, you outrange him or just like outmanage him. Like, if you're really struggling against Deborah, you could get Art of Decoy or the double vanish limit breaking jump. Like, don't really get Art of Decoy outside of tanks, and like I would say DPS should not get Art of Decoy, but like you could just get double vanish if you're really struggling with Deborah. And even if he does hit you with the spears, he might not be able to actually get you in the I forget what it's called, the petrification gauge in that time. I don't use the word that much. I'm also doing a Dokkan run on the side. I'm trying to do my mission for the Power Wishes mission, festival of battles on the side here, which is kind of funny, but you guys kind of get the point of what I'm saying, right? Like, you don't have to engage with him, and I think a lot of people just don't know that. A lot of people just like go in and just fight. Like, you pick your battles, man. Pick your battles. Like, if you Super Saiyan 3 Goku, early game, you're not gonna do well against the Deborah or something like that, right? That's okay. Just take all the back farm. Then when you have maxed out Kamehameha, you just outrage the fuck out of him. There it is, you know? We should have a tier boost system where older, lower tiers get a small boost. The thing about this is not like Legends or Dokkan, where they just won't buff characters outside of like a Zenkai or EZA or a Platinum Equip, etc. Every character gets routine adjustments and buffs. So this, I don't think would be good, because a character could simply be unpopular even if they're really strong. Or I can make a character like, you know, and it makes them too strong, like Kale. It's probably not a super used character, but imagine like Kale, but then she's on like a C rank like list of like usage, and then she gets like a giant buff because of that, and then she's just broken. That's just not stable. Like, yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, and honestly, if they count it by win rate as well, that would be really funny. Because Diamond Goku has been one of the more underused and lower win rate characters throughout the last few seasons, if we count from D ranks and above, or I think it's C4 and above. But this guy, competitively, is one of the most broken characters in the game history throughout the game, and I think only recently he's been kind of like brought down. I mean, again, we could take a look at the nerf that he received in this, not this one. Well, actually, he didn't get nerfed to 65, but here, I think these nerfs definitely did impact him a lot more than the nerf in the first half, or at the first part. More so the skill 3 speedy buff, you feel that shit. But even the Diamond Goku is not, I would say he's still not even bad. He's not meta anymore, you know? At least in my opinion. Evil Goku with Turles, Goku Black, and Ginyu who could transform would be insanely fun. I think it would be a really sick idea. I mean, the sad thing is I feel like people would be more excited for Turles than they are for OG DB Kid Goku. Is that crazy? Just because it's Z. Like, I don't know. That's just me though. But Goku Black would be a crazy hype season headliner. I would be so excited for Goku Black, man. We're all waiting for the GOAT, Goku Black, to make an appearance, bro. And the season he does. I mean, people have been asking for Goku Black since season 1. They want Goku Black. The people want Goku Black. To the point where, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's anniversary. You know? Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is the most slept on character in this game. I think I kind of half agree. I think Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is slept on. I think this guy's better than people give him credit for. He could get melted in certain situations because, again, just like other characters, he only has strike defense up. He has no energy defense up. If this also gave energy defense, this would be crazy. If this gave energy defense, ooh. But the thing is, he's not what he once was. The stun is not nearly as good as it was before. But I feel like he has good farm. This being a Super Saiyan 3 Goku counter is very useful. To the point where on skill 1 boost, if I'm playing with someone who's playing tank, I tell him, hey, go for Vegeta probably. Like, Vegeta is actually a very good option in skill 1 boost because of Super Saiyan 3, or even Superstar. Because you know Super Saiyan 3 is gonna show up, bro. This barrier wall could be very good for that. His ult, I think, is a little better than I gave it credit for. Like, I think the post nerf, I prefer the ult and how it used to be, but it's actually still pretty good. I feel like Vegeta is, like, in the community's eyes, a bit underrated. In my opinion. But yeah, I think he is generally balanced, you know, compared to what he was in season 2. I would say so. Trunks is underrated. I think I agree as well. I mean, my last tier list, I think I have Trunks like in the same tier as like Oob. Yeah. Trunks right here makes less than. Yeah, see, I have Vegeta here. I feel like Vegeta is really good right now. I really like tanks in general this season. You could probably like divide these a little bit, but I really like tanks in the spot they're in this season. Bardock, if he gets a little bit shaved off the top of his head, I think like most tanks could be interchangeable with each other, which is really nice. I also really like 17 too. But I feel like Kid Buu could be above, but yeah, no, I think Trunks is actually a pretty good spot as well. Like, it's like he's like in this list of characters who are still really good, but like closer to being balanced. Well, as we have these two behemoths, and then kind of Kid Goku, but even Kid Goku, I feel like, I think Kid Goku I would say is better than the rest of these guys, but I don't think he's annoyingly broken. Like, he's just really good. They didn't fix solo queue. It's unbelievable. Once you hit S, it takes 20 minutes to find a match, and once you do, you get a 4-stack on your teammates and not even S ranks. Yeah. They just need to make a solo duo queue. Like, it just has to be a thing. I think more people would play the game. And honestly, in solo duo queue, you'd probably have more of an excuse to not limit S rank to only S rank or A rank players. I think that then you could find more matches with other people, because the reason why S and A rank are limited to like just S and A rank is obviously because if you're force stacking, it's going to be very unfair if you run into like a couple of B rank players. But I also think that when it's just solo queue or duo queue, it's not that bad because you still have to rely on your team and you don't have that communication. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. We just get more than 5 characters changed per new character dropped. I feel like they've been good at the amount of characters they changed recently, but some of the changes are questionable. All right, let's take a look at YouTube comments. Let's take a look here. 122. You think this guy is the worst DPS? Might even be worse than 18. I don't agree. No. 18 Deborah. I think Piccolo's worse right now. Broly's probably on the same tier-ish, worse-ish. Piccolo is just so sad. I think Piccolo's the one that's kind of like laughable because you so easily can jump the shit out of Piccolo. Unless you're just like massively behind the enemy team. They just like keep you from doing anything. That's really it. The counter vanish is very silly. If his counter had a higher range, I think that would really help him out. And if Super Saiyan 3 Goku gets nerfed, that would also really help this guy out a bit. And God Goku as well. But yeah, I think this guy, he could actually do a lot of damage right now. The amount of cooldown reduction his skills has is really insane. It's just he can't really get close to God Goku or Super Saiyan 3 Goku, so he's just very hurt by this meta. Unfortunately for him. Unfortunately. But yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad or no. In my opinion, anyways. Sorry, I'm doing festival battles on the side still. I'm collecting my orbs. Oh man, I'm one key off of this. Oh my goodness, bro. That sucks. Okay. Anyways. The ability to boss flip so easily with characters like Godku and Gogeta not even having to be present is the worst aspect of the game. Zero risk, 100% reward. Boss flip is a cancer that needs to be controlled as it adds 0 fun. Yeah. I mean, for God Goku, like, the best strategy for him is to just run Epic Hunter, stay on tower, and then ult from tower, and then you just get out for free, right? It's pretty silly. It's very silly. I don't know. I feel like, honestly, at first, I was thinking, is it worse for you to be forced to teleport in or not to be? Because I would argue it's arguably better that you go back to the location you're at 9 out of 10 times. God Vegeta, like, him being able to teleport and stay at that location is really stupid for like towers and stuff. But God Goku is like, it just means that you don't risk anything, because even if you lose the interaction that you ult into, you just go back to where you were. So if you ulted from like so far away, you could just drop a tactical like strike on the enemy team and you get out scot-free. Like, you don't have consequences for any actions with God Goku's ultimate 9 out of 10 times, besides just not killing. So yeah, but most Gokus, like for the third, fourth boss, just end up running or switching over to what's called the Hunter, and they just like kill the bosses so easily. But yeah, that's kind of how things end up working, honestly. So I also agree that boss flip is just always been an issue, and I'm not sure if there's a necessary way for them to fix that besides just, again, massively increasing the boss's HP and just getting rid of debuffs and bosses. They have to. The new Tao change is up there with one of the worst changes the game has seen. Yeah. I think that whilst it does help some characters, I think that you just not getting punished for Tao is just not a good thing. What would I change about it? Maybe the start time like make the start time, like if they're gonna keep Tau the way it is, make the start time shorter, because what happens is you can actually still take damage while you're using Tau. It just can't be stopped anymore. But if you're playing like a character that does blasts, the blasts actually follow you if they basically were going to hit you. So what could happen is if you have a longer startup time, then you still like get punishment for your actions, but you might still be able to just get out, but you're not like getting out scot-free in a sense. And you could still be stopped or even killed if you risk it. That could be what they do for it, because I feel like Tau honestly was fine, because you could use Tau for backdooring purposes. You could use Tau like to get into a certain area, or if you get killed and you're coming back, you can use Tau to like get back into a fight super quickly. Or if you're like killed like right before boss, and then boss is still like being kind of team fought for, you can get back in, things like that. I feel like Tau didn't need a change personally, but I mean they did change him, so we kind of live with it right now. I'm not sure what else I would change for it, honestly, because I'm not sure if they're going to completely revert it, if that makes sense. I think they're just going to keep it more or less the same that it already is. God, Vegeta is the lamest character they will ever put in the game. For the any other Vegeta would have been cooler than him. Is that true? I like God Vegeta. The way Cell and 18 have been treated shows their lack of care for any character that doesn't have a price tag on them. I wouldn't agree. Because again, I talked about it earlier, but Soul and 18 are very powerful in lower ranks. Like, the less you understand about the game mechanics, the more those characters actually can abuse you. Which is probably why they haven't gotten substantial buffs, and if anything, have gotten nerfs, like 18 in particular. So yeah, I think it's not even about the price tag on them. Play Danganronpa. I should actually. I never played Danganronpa. I definitely should. I'll give that a like. Kale's low-key better than Super Saiyan 3 on Super Start. No. Just no. There's not that. There's no argument to say. Those bot like, dude. I don't know. Anyways, those bot lane rocks suck, and you want them gone. They are very annoying, actually. I agree. They added them. I don't like them. I don't think they do anything besides just like annoy you. It just annoys you. That's all it does. Like, it's not like it's a good block for you to hide behind or anything like that, because you have the barrier right there anyways that'll keep enemies from hitting you. Like, maybe a beam character can't hit you until the rock's broken. That's like really it. But if you're retreating anyways, you're gonna be going back to heal at the God of Destruction 9 out of 10 times. So the bottom lane rocks are just kind of silly. And yeah, we talked about this. They just can't balance around C rank like they shouldn't. Do you think the most recent season has the best lineup? Super Saiyan Burnout was, and honestly is still a very real thing with Dragon Ball games in general. Even going with the season 1 formula of 2 hype characters, 1 each character, we need more villains. And then it's funny. Best lineup by far. Worst season, because lineup is bad, desync is bad, error code 0. Okay, to be fair, I didn't mean to click Rams. I saw the lineup bad, and then obviously the error code. Dude, I keep clicking on the shit. Error code 0 return is really stupid. Meta is bad because the top 3-4 characters are very annoying. Well, the rest of the cast is actually fine, but like I said this before, the rest of the game could be perfectly balanced. But if the best 2 DPS, the best tank, and the best technical are all broken, it doesn't matter. The game is a mess. The entire game is messed up by a few bad apples, essentially. It's like when someone in your classroom is being a terrible person, and then you get punished by the teacher, like everyone just gets in trouble. That's kind of what's happening here. Super Saiyan 3 Goku and God Goku, and then Bardock to an extent, and then Kid Buu to an extent, they're all like just like evil children. And then you're in that class with them, and you're just like a Trunks. You're doing your best, you're just chilling there. but then the entire class gets in trouble because of these fucks. Like that's a crazy weird analogy, but you guys get the point. It just ruins it for everyone. It is what it is. I think that when it comes to this and the lineup in general, I agree that, at least in my opinion, Bardock and Bulma should have been switched. I've been saying this since we've talked about this, and even I started out the video saying there's just a lack of interest in the game this season because of the picks, and I understand it. I think these characters deserve to be characters in the game. I don't think it was a smart idea to drop them both in the same season. I think that if you switch Bardock and Bulma, imagine, okay, season 3, Super Vegito, then we get Kefla, then we get Bulma to wrap things up, and it's like just a nice little drop right before anniversary. Then this season, we get Frieza and Bardock, who actually have, like, they're thematically fit well together. And then Kid Goku, who also would thematically fit well with Bardock, Frieza, and, you know, like, you guys get it? That would actually be a really cool season. But I think they missed the mark there, where they angered both sides, actually. They got the people who hate Super Saiyan Slop. They made the people who hate Super Saiyan Slop angry, and then they made the people who love Super Saiyan Slop angry in this season. You just don't win. You don't win anyway. You know? That's it. Yeah, so I don't know. Khalifa is one of the greatest terrorists of this decade. Khalifa is annoying to play against with Provoke. You know what's funny? Tao. You get provoked towards Khalifa if you use Tao, and she has her Provoke on you, of course. Like, you can't use Tao to escape with her Provoke on you. So if you're being very, like, if Tao is annoying the hell out of you, run Khalifa and just provoke them. They should take out every character you don't like. That's fair. Balls. We'll read this one, then we'll go back to actually Kid Goku. Kid Goku's really cool. I love Kid Goku in this game. I think they did him really, really well. We'll read this and we'll go back to YouTube. Played since the beta. Don't understand the hype behind a Mini Goku. Well, Mini Goku is was pretty broken. I mean, he just did everything. Like, what did he not do? He could rat towers if you wanted him to. He could do crazy damage if you wanted him to. He could outrange you if you want him to. You could do a drive-by if you want him to. Like, just like throw your skill 3, then skill 2 as you fly past them. He has insane defenses with this ability, not only giving him energy and strike defense up, but giving him movement speed up. He had 3 stocks of this. He has an ult that gives him iframes and does a ton of damage. Daimo's really good. Yep. Most players cannot accurately rank hits because they don't know how to play him, and those who most likely do only know one playstyle. It's very interesting because all the people who love to play hit say that hit sucks, or well, actually, I don't know. I feel like hit's in a fine spot right now. All the hit players who like mastered hit hate the nerfs he got. I kind of like feel, in my opinion, it's fine. Just remove the defense debuff, or again make bosses immune to it. I think it's fine. I don't think it's Z like tier broken anymore, but he's still good. I don't think he's bad. Never understood why Golden Soul Juniors were hated. It's just, it gives you oh wait, this is for my thumbnail. Wait, this is from my thumbnail. Oh wait, I know this is from my thumbnail. Where's my I made wait, I gotta wait, this was on Reddit too. This is from my thumbnail. Wait, I gotta find it. Chat, look. This is my video. This thumbnail's for my video here that I made a while ago. Yeah, game is very reliant first 3 minutes. All juniors, Gekishin Burst is so fun. I think Gekishin Burst was probably one thing I was. Well, actually no. They did adjust Gekishin Burst. So no, I was right. Look at that chat. God, I'm never wrong. This is for my thumbnail. I got, because like the Gekishin Squadron thing, and then the way it's tilted. Wait, this is funny. This is funny. This is funny. Okay. I don't know. I got that in my eye. It's like, oh wait, I made this. But yeah, no, Golden Juniors fucking sucked. Like they just were really bad. Very, very bad. So one more tier 1 character selects. I mean, I guess they could. Console players are at major disadvantage, not in just aiming abilities, though you can work around that with enough experience, but with the field of vision. PC seemingly has a longer field of vision than console. The area visible while flying around is also larger, meaning PC has a flat-out advantage on potential information, which, given the kind of game this is a big deal. I mean, if the field of vision is larger in PC than console, then it's obviously not fair. But I feel like one thing that controller players do have, to an extent, is like the ability to see, like how to explain it. It's not even that much of an advantage, but like the camera automatically pans for you and like gets larger, essentially. Like it gets a wider field of view when you use a skill that has like a very wide range. But that's like not a big deal because you could just unlock your camera on PC anyways. So yeah, if this is true, then that is just a major disadvantage. I can't say I know that for sure because one, I haven't looked or compared the two at all, and two, I haven't heard anyone bring this up. So if you guys know this, let me know in the comment section. Just tell me, and that's the thing I could look into, right? I found that very interesting though. I never heard of this like issue like that. Pretty strange, honestly, like that it works like that. But hey, you know, what could you do? I mean, yeah, that's stupid. They should fix that. More clashes, like when two characters fly full speed, with a quick time minigame to determine who wins instead of having a static animation. How do people think about this? I mean, it seems like people do like this. It would be cool. But yeah, like you said, there's the servers have a bit of an issue. Before anything else, the game has to fix its countless connection error and bugs. Yes, that's true. Some characters need reworks. Characters get passes from the melees, while characters like Super Saiyan Goku and Fat Boo get nothing. I mean, I guess some of the older characters, but I think Super Saiyan Goku is fine. Like his passive skill is actually not even that bad. Majin Buu's passive skill is pretty useless though. Like he gets extra rush attack damage. That's pretty stupid, no? Like, I think this does nothing. You get it. Majin Buu gets a damage boost. The supporter. Like, that's pretty dumb, right? I think they could definitely adjust some stuff like that. That just doesn't really make sense anymore. It's probably not a bad idea, honestly. Because I don't really think about some of these older characters at this point, but like, yeah. 3 Goku's unfixable. If you want to make them playable, you take away shots in the heavily needed position. The way to balance him is never looking at mobile, I guess so. Meta would be the best spot it's ever been if you nerf Z tiers. I agree. Gekishin needs to focus more on melee brawler type as his character design instead of making OP range characters the norm. Yeah, I mean, because the thing about OP range characters is that if they're not good, they suck, especially in mobile. But if they're good, they're too good. It's just flawed for the most part. More rush attack based characters would be pretty cool. Rather than 3Ku, I'm beaming you from 5 miles away. God Goku, I'm beaming you from 5 miles away. Like, yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, I wonder how things would be if they nerfed the range on those beams. Just like damage nerf, but also range nerf. That'd be interesting. 3Ku's too good. More divine draws, yeah. Boss HP increase or defense against ults. There's a lot more comments that I could probably read, but I mean, I've read a lot. I mean, how long is this video already? Yeah, it's 44 minutes. I think we can end things here. I'll probably come back again if it's still gonna be dry, and we'll look at some more, or we'll just do another post. But I appreciate y'all for watching. Let me know what you're thinking, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.